Hey guys, I am Chanel and this is going to be a corset training video for you guys. Now let me start by saying this. If you're here to share with me all of your many opinions and thoughts of all of the negative things about corset training, please don't waste your time. Alright? Because that's probably one thing that irritates me the most is when people that disagree with it, like highly disagree with it, leave you comments about it. Like, I did my research and I made a decision to do this, and I did this, and I'm doing this. All right. So with that being said, you guys, okay, so update for you guys. Now I did hint in my last video that I was going to do a 30-day challenge, a corset training challenge, and that was basically my way to kind of get back into it and kind of get on a consistent level with it. Because back in the day, you guys, when I first started, I was wearing it like all the time. I was on it, and as time has gone by, and honestly, I don't want to blame Joseph, but he lives in Atlanta. He moved here 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, I want to say now, 2.5 years ago, and it's harder now. Cause yeah, it's harder now. And so, anyways, and so this is my way of getting back on a consistent level of wearing it. All right. And so my goal was to wear it every day for the next 30 days. Today is day 3. Now I know I may take a break here and there. All right. But my goal is to wear it for at least 10 hours a day. Now, day 1, I wore it for 11 hours. Day 2, I wore it for 20 hours, which was yesterday. I basically wore it from 12 to I think like 8:30 or something like that. And then I put it back on. I took a break. I think I took a 4-hour break. And then I put it back on before this video for you guys. All right, and so I definitely be wearing it as much as I can. On top of that, diet. I'm debating on doing keto, but I'm not really sure yet. But I definitely am going to make sure that my diet is in check. All right, on top of that, making sure I'm getting a gallon of water in a day. And I definitely be working out. Like I tell people, like I think people automatically assume that when you corset train or you waist train that you're somehow taking an easy way out, or you're trying to like cheat the system or something. Like, this is not easy. Let me just say that. If you think that this is easy, you're wrong. This is not. Wearing a stillborn corset for 20 hours a day, 10 hours a day is not easy. So it's in no way, shape, or form am I taking any type of easy way out. All right. I do this in addition to 2 major important factors: exercise and diet. Let me give you a little bit of history really fast as well. I started corset training back in 2013. It was the end of 2013, like November, I think. All right. At that time, my waist was a 31.5 inch, I want to say. So my first corset was a 26 inch. Now, prior to me starting, I actually did a lot of research, watched a ton of videos, but at that time there was nobody doing it consistently enough for me to really know whether or not it worked or not. So I decided that, I'm gonna try it out. If I do, I'm gonna have to stay hella consistent. I'm gonna prove whether this works or not. And that's kind of what my goal was, initially. Ordered from Orchard Corsets. I've gotten all of my corsets from that company. I think I've ordered 15 to 20 corsets from the past. I've always had really good experiences with them, and the corsets are really affordable. Shipping's always been awesome. Got my first corset. Again, like I said, it was a 26 inch corset. It was a CS 426. It was a long line, so it was kind of long. I think it was actually a little longer than this one. This is the CS 345. And so it took me about 3 to 4 weeks to outgrow that corset. Again, exercise and diet as well also helped me to achieve that. Decided to order a 22 inch corset, which I know sounds crazy. And pretty much most of my corset journey has been in the 22 inch corset. All right, once I got that one to a closed status, I went from wearing it 20 hours a day to wearing it 10 to 15 hours a day. All right, from wearing it 7 days a week to wearing it like 4 or 5 days a week. So once I hit my goal, I didn't have to wear it as much. It's been a really awesome, journey. Like I said, I started back in 2013. I want to say that next year, 2014, the Dr. Oz, hit me up. I was on the show, which was really cool. They flew me out to New York. paid for everything. I was on the show. That was a good experience. He's a doctor though, so he's not going to suggest a corset. He's going to offer other, means of achieving similar results with less invasive type of, things. And so I think he may have suggested like shapewear or something like that. Like with me and weight loss, I lose weight. I lose it from my boobs. I lose it from my ass. Those are the two things that go. All right. And so I'd always been self-conscious about my breasts, and so I wanted to get them done. So 2014, I had them done here in Apple Valley, California. Had an awesome experience. I documented that here on YouTube. Had little to no pain whatsoever. Had an awesome experience. I can honestly say that when I was smaller, I had less criticism. When I was wearing the 22-inch corsets closed, on top of that, my small B's, I didn't get as much criticism as I do now, wearing 22-inch corsets closed. On top of that, my D's. And so I think it just has to do with the ratio between breast to waist to hip. And so that I did note that, Now I kind of wanted to go over really, really quick before I end this, because I don't want it to get too long, the differences between corsets and waist trainers or waist cinchers, because I can't count how many videos I've watched where I've had someone saying, yeah, I got my corset, and da-da-da-da-da. It's not, this is a waist trainer, not a corset. So I'm going to go over just a few key points as to the difference between a waist trainer and a corset. What I'm wearing is a corset. All right, it's a steel bone corset. It's going to snatch you in and lock you in. All right, once you laced up, nothing's going nowhere. Nothing's gonna jiggle. Nothing's gonna flop out. Nothing, right? It's not gonna roll. It's not gonna bunch up. They have laces. They have really long laces. All right. Laces, they normally lace up in the back, but there are some that do lace in the front. You cannot work out in steel bone corsets. You can't work out in these. I get that question a ton. You're gonna kill yourself if you try to work out in a steel bone corset. It has metal pins. It has steel rods going through it. That's what helps hold you in. Your mobility is limited when you're wearing a corset. You can't bend as easily wearing it. Certain easy tasks like daily duties are more of a challenge. But I feel like the longer you corset train, you do get used to doing things, and things do get easier. But for me, it's always driving with the corset on has always been a challenge for me, because it forces you just to sit straight up, and you're driving like this, and you're like that. But driving's always been a challenge for me. Now, when it comes to waist trainers, waist trainers normally have an eye and hook type deal. Some of them tend to have anywhere between 1 to 4 or even 5 rows. So once you hit that last row, you have to go into a smaller waist trainer. It's the same thing with corsets. Once it's closed, you're wearing it consistently closed, and let's say it's starting to get loose on you, then you might want to consider a smaller corset if that's your choice. If you want to go smaller, for me, once I close the 22s, I had no intentions at all with going any smaller than that. But with waist trainers, again, once you hit that last hook, you have to go out and buy another one. As far as affordability, I feel like waist trainers are more affordable, but yeah, these are definitely more affordable, but you can get some off the rack corsets for really cheap as well. Like some of mine I've gotten on clearance through Orchard Corsets. I want to say this one right here I got for like 30 bucks. This little waspy I got for like 30 bucks. I had a white one as well. I sold that one. But some of these I actually have gotten on clearance. I think that this one right here was on clearance as well. And it just has, it's a brocade cotton, has cherries all over it. All right, so you can get some corsets for really cheap as well. Waist trainers tend to be a lot cheaper though. I think I got this one for like 13 bucks on Amazon. I also have this one as well. I just did a review on this one. It's a fitness band, and basically it has Velcro on both sides, and then it has another set of Velcro that helps really reinforce and get it and get you tight. Again, these are the ones that you work out in. All right, these are waist trainers. These are the ones that you work out in. Civil corset, you would never ever want to work out in. What else can I mention? Let me go over this one I have on right now. This is the CS345 in cotton. It has buckles on it. Not buckles, but it has these little claps, and they do come off. Like, they all come off. And I think that's one thing I really do like about this one. I like this one, that I like the length of this one because it does go low enough to get that that lower belly pouch that I want to say a lot of women tend to have, especially if you had babies and you have a C-section like myself. I've had 2 C-sections, and so when I gain weight, I swear, whatever I eat goes straight to my belly, and it just sits there. It just sits there. And so I do like the fact that this one is longer, and it takes care of that. It goes high too, so it also covers anything as far as back fat. And this one, yeah. But again, you have to think, the longer the corset, the less mobility, all right? Versus this one, the Wapsby, this one's so short that it's going to provide more mobility for me, all right? And that's why I got the shorter ones. This is another 26 inch that I have. It's a CS 411. 411 is probably my preference for ultra corsets. It just fits my torso perfectly. It doesn't pinch or anything like that. Corsets they should never ever be painful for you. Let me say that. A lot of people say, "Oh, can you breathe? Oh, it looks like it hurts." It should never hurt. All right. If it hurts, you're doing something wrong. It's on too tight, or it's not on properly. And there's times where I'll be putting mine on real quick, and I'll eventually have it'll pressing or pinching a nerve, and I'll have to take it off and reapply it, and then I'm good. So if you're not wearing it properly, or if it's too tight, that's when problems can arise. You know what I'm saying? This is another one of my favorite corsets. It's also a 345, and in purple, and this is like one of my favorite corsets. So pretty. I got this corset to a closed status. I did a video, and oh my gosh, I got so much criticism in that video. I got so much criticism, it's not even funny. I don't know if I think it made it look more drastic that I had on a tank top like this one, but it had purple and white stripes going this way, horizontal lines on it. So I feel like that just made me automatically look even bigger at the top, making my waist look even smaller, because I got so much criticism on that video. But this is another one of my favorite corsets as well. But like I said, I do like the 345 because it is longer, and it goes high in the back for back fat, and it goes low for that bottom belly pouch that we tend to get. I think that's basically it, because I didn't want this video to get too long, but I did want to kind of go over a few things, go over a few questions that I get a ton. Also go over the comparison between waist trainers and corsets, because obviously there's obvious differences between the two. And so again, this is day 3. I'm gonna do an update for you guys the end of June. I should be done with my 30 days by then. Hopefully we see some awesome results. I will definitely be taking pictures. Not sure if I'll weigh myself, since I didn't weigh myself. I may weigh myself tomorrow and see what I am, and just use that as my start weight. But I will be definitely taking pictures so that we can see some before and afters. I'll also throw in some before and after pictures from my 4-month update, which was when I first started corset training. So again, you guys can see that it truly does work with consistency. I'll leave it there. You guys have a phenomenal day whenever you're watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks again for watching. Bye, guys. I don't necessarily see myself closing it any more than this. I could probably close it. I just ate lunch literally maybe a half an hour ago. Take it off. Got mommy's hanger. There. Whew. See all those impressions from her corset? Mommy's belly. See mommy's belly button?